Where's my water? Hey everyone, Big Pauly back with a brand new Mounjaro journey update. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it is week 10. Week 10. I can't believe it's been 10 weeks. And I've actually noticing when I do a video, there's more gap on each side. I'm not like that. So that is making a notice. Plus, I've had to ditch 4 pairs of pants because my bum's too small for them. Win-win. Anyway, I've got a few notes here from the last week. So let's get into it and let's talk about what's been happening in the last week and also a weigh-in, because last week was a pretty good weigh-in, £4. So, yeah, I'm hoping for the same this week, but I don't think I will. Maybe half of that. Anyway, let's get into it. Ooh, I do like a nice sausage. Okay, so last week, of course, I had the big C. Colonoscopy, that is. Thank God for that. Yes, and yeah, that went well. I was encouraged to fart while I was laying down, so that's always good. But everything went fine for that. So that was last Friday. Of course, as soon as I came back from the hospital, I went straight back into the normal Mounjaro food and getting me fibre in, getting me protein in, getting me water in, because, you know, the build up to it, you have to do a certain diet and then you have to restrict yourselves, which is not good. Yeah, it's a bit of an inconvenience, but it had to be done. So that's Friday, all done. I am waiting for a letter on the 3 biopsies that they took, but it could take about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, they said. But she says, don't worry about it. There's probably nothing there. So move on to Saturday. So in order to celebrate, me and Papa Bowman plotted off to Toby's. That's right, we went and had a Toby Carvery breakfast. Haven't had one in quite a while. Of course, I'm always mindful on what I'm having, because back in the day, I would put like 4 sausages on, 4 bits of bacon, 2 fried eggs, all the other stuff that comes with a Toby Carvery breakfast. And then I would go back and get the same again. But yeah, I was a lot more mindful. Now, the last couple of times I've been for a Toby Carvery on the breakfast, I've just gone for like the scrambled egg on top of some granary bread, some toast, and then maybe some tinned tomatoes and mushrooms. And I was told that I can still have the sausages and bacon because of all the protein, but don't have 4 sausages and 4 bits of bacon. So anyway, I took that on board. So yeah, I had scrambled egg, I had the tinned tomatoes, I had the peas, so just 1 spoonful of each, not overdoing it. And I had one sausage. When has that ever happened? And 1 bit of bacon. And I picked the bit of bacon that had the less fat on it. So it was just like a little bacon medallion. Yeah, so that was really nice. And then I put a few other bits on there, a little bit of potato, and that was it. And I was full at the end of it. So no need to go up and pile your plate high. I did have a bit of brown toast with it as well, with a bit of butter, so that was nice. So I love that I can still go and have what I used to have, but not as mad as I used to do it. Yeah, and it's nice to be able to treat Papa Bowman as well, because I didn't want him to miss out on all the things that we used to have. It's like today we'll be going up to Duke of York, which is a brewer's fair. Dad has his smothered platter. I used to have like either cod and chips or smothered platter plus or something. A platter, meat platter. I can't remember. I had loads of chicken on it and all that kind of stuff, which is good. But this time I always go for an 8-ounce steak. Usually comes with chips and onion rings, but I swap those out and have a side salad. So I get all my lovely protein from that steak and I get the nice salad as well. So that will be happening a little bit later on. So anyway, going back, that was Saturday. So we went to Carvery for the breakfast. On Sunday, it was just a pretty much lazy day. I was off work. So yeah, it was nice. The weather was nice in the morning, so I went for a nice walk along Dover seafront, which used to take me about 35 to 40 minutes both ways. I think I did the whole thing in 20 minutes. I did one in 8 minutes, and I think one way in 8 minutes, and I think I did the other way in 12 minutes. So it was about 20 minutes, so half the time. And it was very energetic. You know, it was not like trying to walk along. It was not literally like that, but no out of breath as I was walking along, and just a nice fastest pace. Yeah. Highland pace. Yeah, with I took a water with me as well. And when I got to the first end of the pier, the first end of the promenade, I was not out of breath. I've been always out of breath for years. So yeah, I did have a sit down, but then I came back again. So that was good. And then we just had Sunday dinner as normal. And instead of having a big trifle that we used to buy, where it was a massive like bowl trifle with cream and everything in it. We used to just split it in half and have half each. I had one of those really nice Aldi chocolate mousses, which I absolutely love those. I adore those. In fact, I could live on those for the rest of my life. So I do get a couple of those a week. So that was Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, I was at work. So it's my usual routine. In the morning, I have my shredded wheat with a yogurt and also the berries. So I throw in raspberries, blueberries, and I also have some almonds in there as well. And about that much of kefir yogurt for the insides, because that always helped with my stomach problems that I used to have. And then for lunch, it's a ham and egg salad and also some chicken breast from Tesco's. And then in the evening, because I do long shifts, like 12 hours, so I have to take all the food with me to work. I don't have time to have anything when I get home. It was the protein frozen meals from Iceland. And I've got to be careful on them because they have like the little peppers, the colour of the little peppers on the front. And even one pepper is kind of like a little bit spicy for me. So I've got to make sure that I have the least peppery one. So that was that. Wednesday, we went back to Toby Carvery. Not for a breakfast this time, but we went back for a roast. Again, always mindful of what I eat. So turkey, I always have turkey. I had a little bit of pork this time, but there wasn't any fat on there or anything like that. They don't do the crackling now for some reason. I don't think I would have the crackling. I don't know what effect that might have. Because I don't want to be rushing to the toilet because of all the fat on there. I probably wouldn't have that anyway. Yeah, peas, carrots, a small Yorkshire pud, a little bit of mashed potato, no stuffing, and 2 roast potatoes. Yeah, and I also had a very small dish of ice cream with strawberries. So that was lovely. Absolutely perfect. Back in the day, I used to have chocolate pancakes. It was like 3 pancakes with chocolate sauce all over it. It had a massive spoonful of squirty cream and then a load of ice cream on it. Yeah, I don't think I could do that now. Yeah, so a very small tub of ice cream, like 3 scoops of ice cream, vanilla ice cream with a couple of strawberries. Well, actually, probably 1 strawberry, but just cut up into about 8 pieces. Yeah, and they call it strawberries. Yeah, it's probably strawberry. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, everything was good. Decided, I kind of like felt like I was in a fish and chip mode, but I didn't want to go to the fish and chip shop because I have read on the group pages, people having fast food, having Chinese, having fish and chips and batter and deep fried and having stomach problems, diarrhea. So I figured I'll go to Tesco's, I'll have a look, see what they've got. I know I can make my own fish. You know, I can get a piece of white fish, breadcrumb it and all that kind of stuff. But I've never been a huge chef person. I've never been a huge, well, I have been a huge, but I've never been a big kind of like master chef type of cook, you know, spending all day in the kitchen. So I went and I got some, it was actually battered. Last time I went for breadcrumbed, but I thought I'll give this a go. Hopefully it's not too battered. It was really nice. It was like a pollock. It doesn't say on the actual box, you know, cod and chips, or just cod rather, cod fillets. It says fish fillets. So you don't know what you're getting until you read the ingredients. And it was pollock, which I've never had before, which was okay. It doesn't have a massive fishy taste to it. It's kind of a bit bland. So I think probably next time, if I have it, I'll put a bit of tartar sauce with it. And also got some potato wedges, and me and Dad had a few potato wedges. So he had just the fish and the potato wedges. I added a bit of cottage cheese in there and also some quick microwavable vegetable mix. So that was really nice. That was a really nice dinner yesterday. So I'm happy with that. So that was Thursday. So we are up to date now. So that is from last Friday all the way up to Thursday. As for problems, no problems that I can think of. No headaches, no stomach problems, no constipation. I've been every day. That's the thing. I read a lot of people having constipation for days, and I've been on 2.5 milligrams for 10 weeks now. I've maybe had, don't count the colonoscopy thing, I've maybe had one day where I was constipated. Every other day I've gone as regular. So I'm really happy with that. And I think that's due to having 3 litres of water a day, plus also making sure that the fibre is over 30 grams a day. So I think that really helps. So I think a lot of people maybe are not even drinking enough water, or they're not having enough fibre to make them go. So that's the 3 main key facts to Mounjaro. It's water, fibre and protein. That is it. And as long as you're in a calorie deficit, then you're fine. You're fine. You'll lose weight. Again, I'm still not moving up to 5 milligrams. I have another pen. I picked up another pen from Asda the other day. That's another 2.5. So I'm staying on 2.5 as long as I can. I have no need to move up at this time. Because it's doing what it says on the box. You know, it's helping the suppression. I'm not getting hunger pains. I'm not constantly going to the fridge. I'm not thinking, oh, there's 3 chocolate digestives out there. I don't want to leave them there all on their own. I don't even go near chocolate. I mean, I can have some dark chocolate if I wanted, because people can have dark chocolate. But I just don't go anywhere near chocolate bars, crisps. If I go, when I'm on my little Blu-ray hunts, if I go into Sainsbury's or Tesco's at lunchtime, rather than getting a Whisper, a can of, or a bottle of Coke and a packet of crisps, I'll get a bottle of water and I'll get a little pack of sushi with salmon. That's my thought now. That's how I think. I don't think about all the other crap. So it is already rewiring my brain. It is already rewiring it and teaching it new tricks. Yeah, it's like being back to school. It's like being at a weight management school. As long as there's no Marjorie Dawes. Fish and chips. Sorry? Fish and chips. Sorry? Yes, so everything's going well. I'm in a really good place at the moment. I'm happy that the colonoscopy thing was pretty much successful. No polyps found last week. No signs of cancer. And I'm just waiting on the biopsy. And I've got my energy. My new pair of trousers are starting to get a bit loose. I'm on another belt hole. I'm on belt hole 4. I started on this new belt with belt hole number 2. So that's getting a bit more. So I think I've only got about another 4 belt holes, and then I'll have to buy another belt. So I should probably within the next couple of weeks be moving down another size in trousers. I might move down 2 sizes actually, because there's a lot more leg room and a lot more bum room I'm finding in my jeans. Plus my shirt, I used to have 6XL shirts, casual shirts, you know, the one that I wear on the Blu-ray hunt, the red and the blue one, like the checkered country one. And I moved down to 5XL. I bought a 5XL, but I put it in the cupboard because it was a little bit tight. I then got that out weeks ago because there's a lot more room in it. And I thought, yeah, okay, let's buy another one. So I've got another one so they don't sell out. And I bought another 5XL. And I'm finding now that there's more room in it than I need. So I could have probably bought a 4XL, which I will do on the next time. So I'm finding a lot of my clothing is being thrown to one side because it's just too big now. Like I said at the beginning, 4 pairs of boxers that I used to wear, I can't wear them now because I just pull them up and they just fall down. And no one wants to see that. So I'm going to have to buy some more. So, yeah. Plus also my coat, which was pretty much tight around my tummy, is loose. I dread to think what's going to happen with my winter coat because I haven't wore that since last February or March, or this February or March just gone. So that's going to probably end up like a bloody tent on me. So I might have to buy another one. So everything's going well. Really happy with where I am. I think all we need to do now is weigh in, see where we are this week, and just see how it goes. I always find that when I've had this constipation, this colonoscopy, it takes a week or two for the stomach to get right again. So I don't know what the weight is going to be this week, whether it's going to kind of like be a pound or whether it's going to be like 4 or 5 pounds, because of that diet and the prep that I had to go through. Yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, let's go to the scales and let's go and find out and see what has happened this week. Okay, so last week I was 26 stone 5. Where are we this week? Ooh, 26 stone 3. Yeah, brilliant. That's £2 off this week. Okay. Right, £2. £2. I'm happy with that. I know some people would be like, well, you did £4 last week. You've only done 2 this week. That's half the effort. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. It's £2. For me to lose £2 back in the day would be, oh my God, it'd be like I'd be starving myself for a whole week. But I get to eat through the day with little snacks, smaller meals, drinking a lot of water, and just having fun with this journey. Because that's what it is. There's no point doing it if you're miserable and you're craving things and you're missing out. So that's what's good about Mounjaro, because it does rewire you to think differently about food, and you eat the things that you actually enjoy eating. I mean, for snack at work, I normally have a mini Baby Bell and one of those small chicken bags, you know, the roast chicken things in the orange bag. I can't remember what they're called, but I normally have one of those, and that's enough, you know, for me to go for a couple of hours. So yeah, £2. Really happy with that. So in the last 2 weeks, that makes it £6. So in the last 2 weeks, almost half a stone. What's really hitting me now is that since I started Mounjaro, it's 2.5 stone. That's 2 stone and £7 since I started at the end of July. That's 2 months. That's 2 and a bit months. So more like middle of July I started, I think. Yeah, because this is week 10. So 2.5 stone in 10 weeks. I would never have done that. I would never have done that. Not even committing to Weight Watchers in the past. So, yeah, so all's good. Everything is good. So at the moment, it's 26 stone and 3 pounds. And I can see myself getting into the 25 stone mark within the next 2 weeks. I can really see that happening. And for me, 25, I have not seen 25 stone, 25 being the first number. I have not seen that. About 7 years? It's got to be maybe about 7 years. Yeah, so that's quite unusual. That's quite refreshing and enlightening. So I'm happy that I'm hitting that. I mean, the most, believe it or not, back in the day, 1997, I was about 15 stone. I know. And there was a shirt that I bought in Florida. It was a Brooks and Dunn shirt. And that has just been in the cupboard since 1997. In fact, I better check for moth holes. But there's no way that I could ever get into that. I am kind of hoping and kind of like aiming that I will be able to get back into that shirt maybe in a year's time. So we'll see. But my first real step is to get back into my custom made suit that I had made for Lulu and Claire's wedding. And I think I was about 23.5 stone at that time. So I managed to lose about 5 stone on Weight Watchers for the wedding. But of course it all went back on and more. So I'm aiming for that at the moment, 23.5 stone, to see if I can get back into that wedding suit. And then we'll just keep going. We'll keep going. Yeah, so there we go. So that is my video for week 10. Sorry it's gone on for a little bit longer than usual, but I just wanted to get everything out there and make sure that I said everything that I wanted to say. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. I love you 3000. And as always, I'll see you next week for another video. A few people at work have actually said that they've noticed around here that I'm not so much like that. So I can't see it personally. I mean, I can see that I'm a little bit narrower on the sides, but when you look in the mirror every day, like I do, you don't always see it. You don't always see it. So when someone says, oh, you do look a bit thinner, or this looks a bit thinner, or your stomach's not so fat, then it's all a plus. It's all a plus to help and to help boost you and everything like that. So yeah, until the next video then, bye-bye. Oh, and one last thing, drink your water, eat your fibre and eat your protein. That's the key.